What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Super Gamer Boys. I am your host and captain and dad, Garrett Morlang, and here in the virtual studio is the king of golf himself, Adrian the Homeboy Holmes. Welcome, Adrian.
Good evening, fellas. How we doing this evening?
Doing well, doing well. Thanks for joining me tonight. I know you were busy with, your kingly duties, reigning over the your kingdom.
This is one of them. I have my schedule. My assistants. I don't call them my servants. They don't serve me. They help me. You know what I mean? I run a fair kingdom. But I had one of them to make sure the schedule every week so I can be here.
Oh,
so
okay. Well, that's
I've got
nice
a couple of meetings at some golf embassies after this, but
okay.
I'm always down to spend some time with y'all.
So we better get the show on the road because we don't want you to be late for those meetings then.
Yes,
that would be horrible. Also joining us in the virtual studio is the one, the only, JJ Purdom.
Thank you for that rousing introduction. I appreciate that. Just so you know, just a moment ago, while Adrian was talking, I didn't want to be rude. I kind of burped a little bit in my mouth, and I choked it down so it wouldn't make an audible sound. And the smell of peanut butter came through my nose. I don't know how the hell that works, but my nose smells awesome. So if you guys could smell that, that's peanut butter.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. No, it's heady. Yeah.
Jeez.
Is that Skippy? Is that?
Yeah. No, actually, it's you got a fine nose, King.
Yes, sir.
I only eat Jif. Only Jif.
Oh,
you're
Garrett.
those snobs. Okay. All right. Must be nice living in San Diego, eating nothing but Jif.
Jif is
that's not even true. That's not even true. I think we just buy from Costco. We buy the big
That's
tubs,
not even peanut butter. It's not even sweet. That's just peanut spread. Jif is just peanut spread.
You just grab it. You're just grabbing Kirkland spread.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine. Sugar's bad for you anyways. You're not supposed to eat all that sugar.
Yeah. It's protein too. So
that's true. I need to. I need to have you guys in my home more often when I'm talking with my wife about that, because I say the same thing and she's like, well, no. And she has all these points. But if I just have you guys to back me up, like, no, it's protein still.
It's protein.
Then she'll have to believe me and have to be okay with it, right?
Yeah.
Why do you think all the weightlifter people eat it? I think, right? Isn't that it? Isn't that the weightlifters?
And all of them.
Skippy.
They eat Skippy.
Specifically,
they eat Skippy.
Yeah. So we
Skippy
actually
sponsors those weightlifting tournaments.
We get the peanut butter that's chalk. That's got the oil raised up to the top.
Oh, I hate those.
That's the one
so
from the one.
gross.
Yeah, the one we get from Costco is that natural, and you got to mix it up, or else.
I hate doing that.
Yeah. See, you're such a bachelor, dude, because like, man, we're stuck eating peanut butter that tastes like chalk with some oil. It's horrible.
I'm so sorry for y'all.
Oh,
I've snuck my children like real peanut butter, like the Jif and the Skippy, and they'll eat it and swear to God, my boy has been like, Father, is this really what peanut butter was like back in the olden days? Yes, son, it was.
Yes, my son.
It's amazing. It's so good. Why can't we? And
we had it for lunch at school every day.
The dragon will hear you. Stop, boy.
The dragon will hear you.
Now, Garrett, you want to talk about a sugar content? Have you ever had the Reese's peanut butter?
I have not. No.
It's the same peanut butter that they put in Reese's cups.
Oh my god!
It's like 3 times sweeter than any peanut butter on the market now, dude.
It makes me want to throw up thinking about it. It seems way too sweet. I see
it's so good.
Crimson King in the chat says, "What about Peter Pan?" That's what I grew up with. We had Peter Pan peanut butter.
Peter Pan, I always associate with old people. Like if you go to old people's houses, that's what you
always
find.
stayed at Grandma's house on the show.
Butter. Yeah, Grandma has Peter Pan peanut butter.
That's funny.
As far as that Reese's peanut butter stuff, like that stuff is phenomenal. What you should do
so
is
good, but it's awful for you.
Oh, it's horrible for you. You're gonna have a stroke if you eat too much of it.
Oh yes.
But what you should do is go and like take a jar of that stuff and dump out the chalky crap of the natural stuff out of your jar at home, Garrett, and then put in the Reese's. Nobody will ever know. And then your kids are gonna be like probably gaining weight and whatnot. But but still, they'll be happier.
Protein.
Protein.
The problem is
Along
I'm not
with
the only one.
Large doses of sugar.
Large doses. I'm not the only one eating the peanut butter. That's the problem. So I almost have to have my own jar. Be like, oh, this is Daddy's special peanut butter. Have it in a natural peanut butter tub, so it disguises it from the wife. but also be like, oh no, I bought this with my fun money. That's what it is. I bought it with my special fun money from the budget. I wanted the extra organic, all natural peanut butter. And really, it's just Reese's peanut butter in there.
You're in California. The kids are going to think it's got weed in it. Like later on
See what you do is you just get some peanut butter and you keep it in your office.
I never thought of that.
See?
I could do that because
you can put it behind your little Among Us guy back there.
Just
secret
inside
compartment.
Of him, just
in the backpack part.
Shove it up his butthole.
You're welcome.
Okay, that got really bad. I got to nowhere. Now you're talking about shoving peanut butter up somebody's butt.
Have you noticed?
You're the one that's gonna say something got really bad.
I try to keep this show on the rails with the PG and stuff like that. You guys, I sense are just going more and more towards the NC-17. We've got sponsors to. No, we don't have any sponsors.
Yeah, actually, we do.
First off, I want to show something off. Have you seen my set? Have you noticed anything new about it?
The PlayStation light is flickering a lot more than it used to.
You know why? Because it's getting ready to go out, baby. Garrett is coming over.
Look at the green, the Xbox green.
Got the green color.
I got rid of the purple because purple's kind of our brand. But I've had so many haters on YouTube calling us Sony ponies. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Here you go. I'm going Xbox green. I'm drinking my key lime LaCroix. I'm going so green.
Let's go.
It's
Green
St.
boys
Patrick's
all the
Day
way.
up in here.
Call him up. Call Paris. Call Snowbike Mike. Hey, let's go.
Hey.
Call Phil Spencer. Come on our show.
Bring me on XCast. I'll be on XCast. I'll host
show.
your next. I'll host Gamescom. Not alongside Lily Paris there. Yeah. So I just wanted to show that off to show all you Sony haters out there that I'm one of you. I'm one of you. But I also still love PlayStation. See, it's mostly green with still little.
I need to stomp out that little fire in your heart that you still carry for them.
Well, when you visit later in the month, you can snap it over your knee or something. We can stream you. We can record you destroying it. Put it up on YouTube.
And just replace it with the correct lamp.
An Xbox One. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, let's get on with the show here. Today we're talking about Team Asobi's next project, an update on PSVR 2's next gen upgrades, and Dead Space remake coming soon? Question mark.
Baby.
But first, let's give a quick shout out to our Patreon producer, Toby Dalton. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you. And also, huge shout out to our Super Gamer sponsors. We got Bill Bird, Julie Bates, Brent Fox, Daniel James, and a new one.
I figured out who it is, Garrett.
It's a Mummer. It's a hard name to say. I'm guessing it's not their real name.
It's her gamer tag. It's my very good friend, Mary.
Okay. There you go. Well,
thank you, Mary.
The cat's out of the bag. If you wanted to be anonymous, you are no longer anonymous.
Not anymore.
Too bad.
Mama Mer, thank you or Mama Mare, maybe. Does that make more sense? Mama Mare. Thank you so much for supporting us over there as a sponsor.
Absolutely. I appreciate the heck out of you, Mayor.
If you want to be just like all the other awesome people who, are sponsors, our producers, and everyone else who supports us, some of them you can see in the show notes as well later on YouTube and on podcast services, patreon.com/supergamerboys. You can support us over there, just $1 a month, where you get awesome stuff like our episodes early and ad-free, or bonus exclusive to Patreon shows, just like Super Gamer Book Club, hosted by Adrian Holmes. Last month we had Undertale with Steph from Normcore. This month it was Narita Boy featuring Eddie from Normcore Gaming. And do you want to announce next month's now?
Let's go. We can finally talk about it. Episode 3 of Super Gamer Book Club. We are covering the one, the only, my favorite independent studio right now working, Supergiant Games' own Hades. And Garrett and I will be joined by the one, the also only, Nate Boba Fletcher himself.
Oh, you know him from twitch.tv/BobaFletch. Yeah, go check him out over there. Actually, he hasn't streamed in a long time, but he's a cool dude. We've had him on the show before.
He's a dad now. He's Boba dad.
He's
Dad Fletch.
He's dad.
He had like 4 kids in the last year.
No, that's Zetch.
That's right. That's right.
Zetch.
That's right. That's right. Sorry, so I get them confused, because they are so much alike.
Dude can't keep it in his pants.
Is that going to focus? Like I've been playing Hades. There it is on my Switch screen. Yeah, you're right. It's there. You'll have to take my word for it.
Love it.
Playing some Hades. I'm really worried about this, about finishing it on time because you guys all know I'm not good at games. I'm having a fun time. This last week I've been playing it, and holy cow, I'm just like, why did I ever put this game down? It's so much fun, and I'm getting better. I actually finally got past the second area. So like so the fire area. So now I haven't even played it yet. Like I literally got there and turned it off last night. So whatever the third area is, I finally got to that for the first time on my I think I started a new save. It's like my 15th run. Mm-hmm. Dude, I'm not gonna talk anymore about it because it's gonna be on the show.
I am. You already know I love Supergiant. They don't miss. Everything they've done, 10 out of 10 in your boy's eyes. They can do. I'm not gonna say they can do no wrong, because CDPR could do no wrong, and look what happened. But they're the only ones right now that have a 10 out of 10. They're batting 1,000 right now. Yeah, so keep it up.
So you'll get that episode next month. But dude, this episode that we recorded it Thursday. It came out Friday for Narita Boy. That was so much fun. I love that game. Go listen to that episode if you want to hear more of our thoughts, what we loved about it, and some things we didn't like about it. There's definitely some things we're like, yeah, this kind of could have been done better. But for Studio Koba's first game, it was a fun discussion going over the story,
Narita Boy 2,
story beats.
Narita Boy 2 is gonna be off the chain.
We'll see.
I heard a vicious rumor that you guys ended up recording at like the last possible moment.
Slander.
That it was like right on the wire.
Libel.
Okay, so is that just libel? Okay.
We are always ready. We had that in the camp for weeks.
Right. Wank.
Ask Eddie. He'll tell you.
So go subscribe over on Patreon. We'll talk more about it later, but like I said, get an Narita Boy episode, get an Undertale episode, and look forward to Hades one with Nate there. It's gonna be a blast. All right, it's time to check the mail.
All right, let me see here. Mail. What did I do?
All I got is bills, so that's why.
No. I already sifted the junk out.
Okay.
No.
I call bills junks too.
Let's see here. Oh, that's right. Garrett Morlang, look under your chair.
I don't like this. What the? Is that a C4? No, just kidding. Plastic explosive? Aha! The mail! Here it is. All righty, let's dive into these questions. Thank you guys all so much for writing in. We got another loaded show. You guys are just on fire. Ever since Adrian like lit the fire under you guys. Adrian threatened. Adrian threatened you guys like, hey, we're shutting the whole thing down if you guys don't step up. And you guys stepped up. So thanks for doing that. Keep doing it. It's so much fun. This first question, of course, I feel like Sweats here has had the first question each week because he's in there. He's
on it. Like, I'm not mad about it at all.
Like literally the day after, or the day the episode comes out, like Wednesday, like he's already like he listens to it and he's like, boom, okay.
He's got questions. He's got like a Google Doc that's just full of questions. He's like, all right, I did that one. I gotta get next week's. Okay, I did that one. All right.
Yeah. So his question says, it's 2009. You log on to RuneScape. Are you going? Yeah. Do you guys? JJ,
man, you taking me
JJ
back.
has no idea what RuneScape is.
No, it wasn't 2009. It was maybe what 2000.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I was playing like 2005 or 6 or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. We could just go ahead and just get the fakeness out of the way. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Okay. I'm gonna nod and shake my head and smile at the.
Well, here, I'll give you a frame of reference, right? Okay. So, RuneScape was like, how do we put it? It was like the free, super janky, like MMO adventure. It was like free world. It was like if you think of how, you know how when you go to websites and there's ads and you click on the ads and they're like, hey, play this game if you click this ad, right? It was that, but an actual game. And
it wasn't just trying to steal your information and then give you a virus. It actually was an actual game.
Right. Like you could go on quest with other people. You could, fight monsters, get loot, all this different kind of stuff.
It was for the kids. It was for the kids who wanted to play World of Warcraft and couldn't.
But didn't have any money.
Yeah, exactly.
See, and that's what I was gonna say. Is it sounds like it's like a type of a World of Warcraft knockoff.
It's according to the description.
From the same vein.
A very basic description from Wikipedia that says fantasy massively multiplayer online role-playing game. So it's literally like at its base core. It started in 2001, and I remember playing like maybe 2004 or 5-ish even, because my cousins got into it. They got me into it. I never played it a ton because we also just I was a PlayStation gamer, dude. I had PlayStation games to play. I didn't have time for RuneScape. Are you kidding me? But I did play it. I did play here and there.
Oh, I played it. It's the only MMO that I've ever consistently played for
dude, that's awesome.
Maybe more than a month.
So yeah, his question here is, are you A, going to the wild, B, fishing lobbies, mining coal, chopping use, C, stealing armor with a fake armor trimming scheme, or D, killing goblins in Lumby? So
I'm going fishing to sell the fish to start the armor trade.
100%. So that's, I was gonna say I'm B. I was either fishing or mining coal. And to be honest, like in my memory, like when this question popped up, I started like, oh man, like I was just trying to remember the game at all. Like, what do I remember from this game? Like, I remember playing it, but it's one thing to remember playing it, one thing to actually remember like moments from it. Mm-hmm. Literally, all I remember is like, dink, 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 or the fishing, mining stuff or fishing. That's all I remember. I don't remember a single quest. I don't remember a single boss. I don't remember a single like anything. I don't even remember fighting anything. I don't know if I ever fought anything.
I just remember it was super cool. Which is weird because it was already 2005 and we had Xbox Live for a while before this. But the fact that I could go into a game and see like all my friends there at the same time was just it hit different when you play it in an MMO on PC.
Yeah. Oh man, so much fun.
If I'm gonna choose goblins. I'm gonna be a goblin killer because you're gonna die. That's what
You start with no armor.
That's how I like danger, man.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
You like dying. That's what you like.
Yeah, I do. That's what I do in games. That's how I play all games, Adrian. Have you not figured this out yet?
Exactly.
Have we not been hosting a show together long enough for you to figure out what JJ does? Is JJ talks a lot of trash and then dies very easily. That's what I do.
So he also adds on in here, says, this says a lot about who you are. If you guys never played RuneScape, you can ignore. I'm curious. He didn't say like, I was hoping this would be like one of those personality quizzes where like we'd answer and then he would actually
choose blank.
Tell,
this.
So maybe that'll be next week. Like, okay, you know what our answers? We both said B.
Break it down in the Discord. I want to hear what you think.
We both said B. Like now, okay, tell me who I am. I want to know who you think I am now because I just mined coal for 4 years straight. Never fought anything.
You'll find me. Look, man, I'm a fisherman at heart. RuneScape, I fish. Final Fantasy 15, I fish. Animal Crossing, I fish.
Animal Crossing, fishing.
Stardew Valley, I
Crossing.
fish. I am a Link's Awakening, I fish. That's what I do.
So good. Oh,
now, Adrian, the real test of time is: do you actually fish for fish? Do you actually go fishing?
I have been fishing a number of times. I am not good at it in real life. I have caught fish.
I mean, is anyone good at it?
I am not. How would you say a pro angler?
Oh, okay.
I'm not shopping at the Bass Pro Shop.
Nah, me either.
Let's see. And Sorcel TV in the chat says we talk about RuneScape. We didn't have to say the name. We didn't have to say the name, and he knew it. He says gold trimming armor for free. So he chose what's the answer? That was C. So that was actually one of the options that the question asker gave us: stealing armor with fake armor trimming scheme. So there you go. So we'll find out. Maybe we'll find out next week what that tells us about our personality, because apparently Sweats knows exactly who we are now that we've answered this question. All right, this next question comes from the one and only Boba Fletch. What is one game that you wanted so bad as a kid, but your parents would never buy for you? For me, it was Fate. Costco had demos of that game on all their PCs, and my parents always said no.
Go ahead, JJ. I got to think.
Okay, so I had the Nintendo Entertainment System growing up in the late 90s.
God, I love that you call it that.
Oh, why is that? Because I couldn't call it the NES.
No, because you call it the whole thing. I love that.
Yeah. I don't know why. I'm old, dude.
No. It's just nobody ever calls it the whole thing, so it's always refreshing to hear that. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, it's all good. So when I was a kid, I loved playing, and what we would end up playing was we played like games that we'd go and rent. from the video store, including the first time I ever played a Nintendo before we owned our own. We actually rented a Nintendo from the video store, from the home video store. We rented the Nintendo and a couple of games. And one of the games we rented was The Karate Kid. And I remembered the game from renting it. I love the movies, and 1 and 2. 3 came out way later, but I loved 1 and 2. 2 had just come out. It was a big deal to have anything with like a name attached to a video game. And so I remember playing the game in the rental, era. And then when we had the opportunity to own our own, I remember like begging my parents for that game. My dad was like, that game was really stupid. Like, that game is really, really stupid. You're not going to be happy. You don't remember. You guys didn't do very well playing that game. You kind of didn't do very well on any of the games, but you really didn't do good on that game. My dad was a realist, No, so he said, like, the game sucked. It was really not that great. And I'm like, oh, but it's great. I love The Karate Kid. We finally ended up buying it. And what a letdown. That game is one of the crappiest games.
Dad knows.
I don't know if you guys have ever played it or not, but it was a big deal for kids my age back then. And I don't remember when it came out, 87, 88, but junky as hell. What a horrible, horrible game.
See, the movie,
I still remember how bad
I'm with
it was.
you. Karate Kid is a classic.
It's amazing.
The game I have not experienced.
Now you got to go play it, just to see
now
how
we have
bad
to.
it is.
Now we have to.
It's almost unplayable. Notoriously, really, really hard, and some of the levels just don't make sense. It's like it's impossible to get through.
Dang.
Games used to be a lot harder back then, though, too. So.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
100%. All right, Adrian, you got one yet? You want me to go?
Yeah, mine's kind of I don't know. I mean, it's not niche. It's well known, but just so ever since the first Pokemon game came out, right? This is the best thing about having a brother, is that we would each get the other version, right? So when I got blue, he eventually got red. When he got gold, I got silver, right? But when they started doing those doggone third versions of the game, that's when we lost out, right? So like,
that's when you just gotta ask your parents for another sibling.
Never played them. Ruby and Sapphire, I had you all day. Gold and Silver, I got you all day. But the third version, I've never played a third version of a game, and that goes all the way up until, I think they kept doing that until Diamond and Pearl, because they had Platinum.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Never played Platinum.
Yeah, same here, actually. I don't think I've ever played. I've only done I did the third. Well, is it considered a third version? So there's red, blue, and then there's yellow. Is yellow considered the third version, or is that different?
Yellow.
Because I played yellow. I actually never played red or blue. I played yellow, and then silver.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I think yellow might be the only one that I played, but I never owned.
Okay, that makes sense.
I never owned yellow until I got it with my own money, like within the last maybe 10 years, just because I had never had it. But the other two, or the other few, every other third version that came out, I never played, because they're like, you got one and you got one. Can you get all the Pokemon? And we were like, yeah, we can. So he's like, well, why am I going to buy the third one?
Yeah, why buy a third one? For the legendary.
How close in age are you and your brother?
We're 4.5 years apart.
Okay, so my brother and I were a year and 9 months apart, and so our deal was we would get toys, and we might get identical toys, but in order to differentiate whose was whose, again, this is the 80s, the mid 80s, my mom would burn a cigarette on like the foot of like his He-Man characters to like say that was like my brother's.
Sharpies were a thing in the 80s.
Not for rednecks. That stuff expensive. She just
markers were a thing in the 80s.
Her more cigarettes, and she'd hold those little menthols right there on the bottom of his little foot and melt a little, cigarette burn on that. That's how you knew which one was Paul's.
Oh my God. I would have started crying, man. Like, no, don't do that to my toy. You out of your mind?
You know what? I don't think
I'll go down to the corner store and buy a marker. It's
I don't think
okay,
he's thought of
Mom.
that for a long time. I can't wait to tell him tomorrow. Like, I'm gonna bring that up to him tomorrow. Like, hey, remember when Mom used to like burn holes in your He-Man? So I'm just gonna bring it up tomorrow. Like, you notice that you got the ones with the cigarette marks on it, and not me because I was the favorite child.
Oh my gosh.
Golly.
For me, it was, and this is gonna surprise a lot of you guys when I mention this, but it was Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
Really?
I'm like the biggest Metal Gear fan. I played the first one, played the second one. Heck, I even played the fourth one. Like, I didn't get around to playing the third one until probably like 2012 or 13.
Whoa.
Like, it was recent. And it's because so one time back in the day when Blockbuster was a thing, went to Blockbuster and we just knew there's a new Metal Gear out. And I'm like, I have to play it. I gotta play it. So we just rented it. Got all the way home, and then I think it was a sit on the table before I was playing it. And I forget if it was I think it was my mom. I don't remember now. I don't know, because my dad went with me to Blockbuster.
Oh,
my mom
is it because it was called Snake Eater?
No, she flipped over the case, and it had the ESRB, and it said blood and gore, which is fine. Intense violence is fine. Language is fine.
Nudity.
But then at the bottom it said sexual themes, and she's like, "You can't play this." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" Like,
I mean, so in a sense, it was like, Snake Eater.
Yeah. Jeez. And to be honest, I tried the con about 3 or 4 more times. I think it was like maybe a year later. I tried it again where we went to Blockbuster. I'm like, hey, can we rent this game? And it was long enough to where they forgot about the ESRB. And so we rented it. And it was one of those things again. We got home. They looked at it. Wait a second.
Why do you keep letting them hold it?
And so it happened a couple times. We're like, no. And finally, when I was an adult, I'm like, I'm going to play this game even though it has sexual themes. I'm an adult.
Garrett, was there ever a moment when like they walked into the room while you were playing the game alone, when you like jumped to try to hide the game and stuff like that?
No, I never played. I didn't play it in their home. I played it when I was an adult. And to be honest, I played through it and I'm like, I don't even know where. Like, I don't know where
any of the sexual stuff.
Where the sexual? I was looking for it. Are you kidding me?
JJ, what you're talking about, I did, but that was because I wasn't supposed to be playing games at bedtime. Period. So
yeah. I did that. The Game Boy and the PSP, you slide under the pillow real quick and.
Mine was I always played it right here at chest level. So if I heard them coming, you just take your top 2 fingers right here, flip it over, and lay on it.
I couldn't do that with a CRT. That's the only thing.
Fair point.
Yeah, that was my favorite. Yeah, with the Game Boy, just like, I had the SP. Well, I mean, I had the Game Boy Color for a while, but the SP, just like volume switch and like the switch flip under the pillow, like all in one motion, and just like lay down, go to sleep.
See, you're braver than me. I'd never play with volume on at night.
Look, you know how many times, I hope that Janet doesn't hear this podcast. I really don't. You know how many times I have woken up in the middle of the night and I'm like, what is that sound? And I hear like,
no, you weren't the narc parent, JJ.
No. I just run over and I'm like, dude, are you serious? Get your butt back into bed. And he's like, oh, or like he's hiding the switch and he tries to pretend like he's asleep. But like I can hear the clicking of the buttons. And like he's over and he's like, I couldn't sleep. And I'm like, oh, come on, man. He's like, I got up to poop and I had to play. And I'm like, at least hide it better. You're
right, you better than that. Now, you know what? Today's kids are at a disadvantage. How do you hide a switch?
It's hard. It's really huge. Hard. Yeah, the Game Boy much smaller. The PSP much smaller.
I could tuck it in there.
At night, just pop on Pirates of the Caribbean on my PSP because I had the little UMD disc. Slide that sucker in there. I'd fall asleep to watch Pirates of the Caribbean. It was the best.
But see, all those old systems like that era, like PSP, even DS or SP, you can always lay on them. Just lay on them. You can't lay on a Switch. It's exposed. So if you lay on it, it's gonna break. Everything else is folded over, and PSPs were built like tanks. And at that time, you were maybe 85 to 100 pounds. So you weren't crushing a PSP.
Hey, says who, Adrian? Like maybe when I was like in 2nd grade.
That's when we had them.
Oh my gosh!
I'm just kidding. I was heavier than that in 2nd grade.
All right, let's get on to the next question here.
We were answering questions.
Yeah, remember we have a show to do here. This is not Super Gamer Boys
We're
After
still
Dark
in the
yet.
mailbag
We're
section.
still in the mailbag, dude.
We've been doing this show for 2.5 hours.
This is a segment in mailbag called Food Fantasies. I just made that up on the spot.
Okay.
This question comes from Sir Prince-a-Lot. He says, somehow you can only eat food from video games now. What's your go-to? He says, LOL, definitely. I think that's a typo. It says, I think it's supposed to be, I'll definitely be cooking up some gator meat from Red Dead Redemption 2. So Prince-a-Lot's eating gator meat from Red Dead Redemption 2. What would you guys eat? What's your favorite video game food?
I'd be eating donuts from The Simpsons.
Ooh. That's all you're gonna eat ever. You know that, right?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm totally okay with that.
I'm good with I'll eat anything Cooking Mama whips up. I got a nice variety. I get a nice rounded diet. I get a vegetable dish. I get a meat dish. You know what I'm saying? And I always know that she cooks with a gold medal level. I'm good.
Okay. My pick would be anything from a Final Fantasy or Monster Hunter game. Like Final Fantasy 15, like the first time I went to the diner and like the food, I'm like, oh man, that looks really good. Or
No,
like going
man,
to like,
the
or like
diner
Monster
food
Hunter.
doesn't compare at all. When Ignis hooks it up for you.
Okay. And
I've
then
gained a new recipe.
and then even in Monster Hunter, whenever they're roasting that spit, it just like looks so yummy. Like in Monster Hunter World, it's just like that spit roasting with the little cats there. I don't remember what they're called, but whatever they are.
Have you seen in the new one when you go to the tavern or when you go to the hall to get something to eat before you go on a hunt? What they make?
I mean, the only Monster Hunter I've ever played is Monster Hunter World. Is that what you're talking about?
Okay.
I've never played any other Monster Hunter. So
if you ever play Rise, go to the tavern and watch them and watch what they make. It looks so good.
Okay, yeah, let's check that out. But man, yeah, both of those games, I just like drool. Like it's just so photorealistic, which is so funny because that's like not what the game's about at all. It's about hunting things in Monster Hunter and Final Fantasy. It's about fantasies and finding stuff. And no, it's so funny. It's like they put a lot of work into the food in this game.
Yeah, they
it
did.
looks really good. Let's see. The next food fantasy is from Hideo Kajoma, and he asked, with y'all's talk about Arby's, what's your favorite fast food restaurant? And okay, I don't even want to read this next part, but I'm gonna because
blaspheme.
Because you know what? He deserves.
Let's hear him out.
He deserves the hate here.
Let's hear him out.
He says, "I'm just gonna say this, but In-N-Out is mediocre."
Banned. Take the Hideo off. You're no longer hit. You can't be Hideo Kojima. That's for cool people. You got to go back to Kojima now. Sorry.
You just took your name, dude.
Sorry. We give it the Hideo. We take the Hideo away.
Yes. Oh, so good. I mean, Arby's or honestly,
Arby's is your favorite restaurant?
I mean, I talked a lot about it last. It's not my favorite. It's up there though. But he said, he mentioned in the question because I talked about it last week. That is up there. It's up there. No, I think my favorite fast food's got to be, I don't know. Burger King's really good.
Oh,
Burger King or Wendy's.
But it varies on where you go. It's not.
That's true.
It's not like McDonald's. McDonald's is universally at least pretty good. Like some Burger Kings are awful. Yeah.
I came from a town with a Burger King that was the only fast food restaurant for 25 years, and it was horrible. Everybody worked there. Everybody said it's the dirtiest restaurant ever.
That's any fast food restaurant. Look,
that's horrible.
It's a societal agreement that we all agreed on that if you're going to a fast food restaurant, you already know what's going on in the back.
You know what's going on back there. I just feel like to me though, Burger King just tastes fresher, and I know it's not, but it tastes fresher than McDonald's. I'm not going to say McDonald's is bad. McDonald's is good, but there's something about like biting into a Burger King. It's like, I don't know, there's something about the meat. It's like, even though it's probably still frozen and everything, it's like just tastes a little better. Not much, but a little bit better. The fries even, I actually like their fries a lot. Again, McDonald's fries are great. Some of Burger King fries are great. But yeah, now, I don't know. I'll have to say Burger King.
Here's my question. He already mentioned In-N-Out, right? So I'm assuming that restaurants like that are on the table where it's not necessarily fast food, but it's good food prepared quickly. So if that's the case, I am probably gonna throw a good honorable mention to Nations.
No idea what that is.
You don't know what Nations Hamburgers is?
Oh,
Never heard of that in my entire life.
Whoa,
dude,
you're
you're
blowing
missing
my
out.
mind, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, there was one
Giant
over in
hamburgers?
Tracy.
Yeah, I've never heard Nations. Is that?
Wow.
Is it? I'm gonna Google it right now.
They've been around since the 60s, dude. Probably earlier than that. No, but I could definitely.
Oh, it's a California one.
I
That's
could-
why. It's a San Francisco Bay Area franchise. So I grew up in New York. We didn't have. I never even heard of
What did you
In-N-Out.
guys have?
I never
Yeah,
heard of
just-
In-N-Out until I even moved out here.
Shacks over there.
Shake.
Shacks.
No, where I grew up, we had a McDonald's, and that was our fast food for, and we only got that about just a handful of years ago, So I didn't have, we didn't have fast food nearby.
No, but Five Guys.
Oh, Five Guys is so good. They're fries. I like
Guys.
the seasoned fries there.
Yes,
Oh,
they are
baby.
excellent. Great burgers, fantastic. They put crack in the fries.
Yeah, the fries are amazing.
They are so good. And they're always piping hot for hours after you get them. I don't know how they do it. But regular chain food, I'd probably say Carl's Jr. I think Carl's Jr. is
too pricey, you were going to say?
no, but you get what you pay for. I feel like they're the classy man's fast food. You know what I mean?
But when they're offering financing with every purchase, that's, you know what I mean? When they're like, hey, you just take out
Sign
small-
up
You
for
want to
the
sign up for
Carl's
the Carl's
Jr. credit card.
the rewards card?
Yeah.
So I'm glad to be able to be answering this question, because whenever you want to talk about food, you always come to the fat guy. The fat guy is the guy who's going to tell you, like, when you go to a town and there's like that one fat guy there, he's the guy you go, hey, dude. Hey, Hawks.
Why is that so funny
Where's the good food at? Where's the good eating at? And he's not going to lie to you.
No, of
He's
course
like-
not.
Because he knows. He knows. So I am not a big fan of chicken. I just have never. Chicken's okay. It's
Okay.
always been like okay. I've always been a beef guy.
Can
Popeyes
it,
chicken.
Burger King?
I just have to throw out Popeyes. Popeyes is the guy. I had to throw that out there.
So that's where I was actually going to go.
Oh, really?
Killed the
Oh.
joke.
I'm sorry.
So I really love Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is, as far as a restaurant, their service, their food is
So good.
incredible. But I want to really quickly talk about the chicken sandwich. So this was like a big craze not that long ago. And I don't care what side of the line you land on, whether you're like, man, Chick-fil-A or Popeyes, I'm here to tell you now, unequivocally, the answer is Popeyes. Popeyes is
Bingo.
far and away the greatest crispy chicken sandwich that there is. There is no
Preach.
comparison. Louisiana, I'm telling you right now.
Preach.
Yeah, I'm trying. Let me tell you. I mean, there's no way. There's no competition at all. There's no competition. And like my brother is like, oh, you guys are idiots. Chick-fil-A all the way. And I'm like, man, I love Chick-fil-A. I think Chick-fil-A is a better restaurant. I think that
Overall.
they have they have a great
The waffle
service.
fries, yeah,
They have
yeah.
great with the rest of their menu. But like as far as like the chicken sandwich to sandwich, it's honestly no comparison.
Popeyes,
Beats
Dude.
the crap
Love getting
out
those
of
Popeyes, chicken tenders with the Cajun and the strawberry soda. They're my favorite.
The only
good.
problem was I took
So
my
good.
son to his first wrestling show. We went and saw pro wrestling. I don't know if I talked about it here on the show. We went to the show. He loved it. He's getting to yell you suck at everybody after the show. I said, dude, he was so excited. Dad, could we go to Popeyes for dinner? And I'm like, heck yeah, we can. And we got there, and it's 10 till closing. And like he's all excited. I swear, he's like in the chair bouncing up and down. I'm like, oh my God, he's so my kid. And then like right as we're pulling up to the order window, the guy comes out the back door and says, hey, dude, they're closed. They closed a second ago. That one car before you was the last one. I mean, we've been in the line for 10 minutes, man. And he's like, I'm sorry. And dude, my son's tears that I had to dry up were horrible, man. I told him to suck them up. I don't want to see them. They bother me. I don't know how to deal with it. I don't know how to deal with emotion.
Emotion.
What is this? Oh man, so good.
Popeyes.
Popeyes.
If you haven't had that sandwich yet, guys, try that crap. It's
So good.
amazing.
It's so good. It's not worth stabbing somebody over like people were doing. But no, look, okay.
Go, Adrian.
You go ahead. You do what you got to do.
Oh,
I'm not going to jail for a sandwich. I'm not doing it.
Right.
Oh man, are we gonna have to reject a Patreon producer support going on here? Zero Faints in the chat. Our very own Patreon producer Toby says, "I think KFC is better than Popeyes Schmopeyes. I will never wait in that line." Do we have to ban our own Patreon producer here? Is that what's happening?
Ladies and gentlemen, Super Gamer Boys right now has no Patreon producer. If you would like to step into the producer tier, it's just $15 a month, and you can be our boss, and you can tell us what to do.
Unless you're wrong.
We've been looking for a producer for a long time now. I had the role for a little bit. I stepped up into the big leagues. So if you think you can fill that role, if you can contribute to the success of the podcast or the show, go ahead and sign up for that tier.
It's open. What's funny is this next question comes from Toby, and he says, he actually wrote in the thing, "No more food questions. I get so hungry during live." So here's his question. All costs paid. There's a $10 million prize on the line. You have 4 years to train for an Olympic sport. Which one do you pick? He says, "I wish I could say fencing, but I'd probably go with archery." So if you had 4 years to train and you get $10 million at the end, what are you picking for an Olympic sport?
Okay, I'm gonna pick shot put.
Yes, that's what I was thinking too.
So here's why. Because it doesn't include a whole lot of running. Awesome, you know what I mean? I'm not built for cardio. I'm thinking I'm short. I'm squat to the ground. I got a big butt. Large backside. So I'm thinking like that puts me at an advantage right away. And also, one arm needs to be immensely strong, right? Because that's the one that you're actually doing the real throwing from.
No, you got to be able to chuck with both just in case you hurt one.
Okay, then I was going the wrong direction because I was just thinking I was going to masturbate a lot. And I figured that I'd just build up the muscles and that the tendon strength would be so incredible.
But that would only... Wait, let me see.
I can switch it. I can totally... I'll
probably
have to do like a Rocky.
I'm doing a flat hand so I can figure out which groups that it will work.
Okay,
see, I think it's only working...
Clip this. Everyone on Twitch, clip this.
Okay.
It's only working this muscle right here. It's not really... Because
first of all, why are you masturbating like that? Why are you masturbating like that? That's scaring me.
No, look, I'm just doing the motion. I'm not doing... No,
but you're doing this motion and I'm worried about what you're going to do to yourself if you're hitting yourself like this.
Oh, see, I'm not hitting. No. Oh. I'm just tracing the pattern.
He just doesn't want to get clipped out on Twitch for doing horrible hand gestures.
I'm tracing the pattern. See, but no, for shot put. See, JJ, you need your back because you gotta really hoof it. Right.
Okay. I have a strong back because I've been carrying Garrett for a few years until you got here. I'm pretty sure that.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that.
All right. Well, you guys got the show then. I'll see ya.
No, Garrett, we need somebody to. No, crap. I can't.
Well, now that the square's gone.
Yeah, and Toby, really, man? Seriously?
Yeah, what's up with that? Come on, man. KFC sandwich? I didn't even know they had a sandwich.
Yeah, they got one. It's not that good. It really isn't. I can understand the line thing where you don't want to wait in a line. But come on,
but there's not even lines like that for Popeye sandwiches anymore.
Oh, look who's back. So you need us still, huh? Okay.
No, I'm just snacking. I'm just snacking. You guys do the show. You're fine.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead. I'll pull the dock right up and we'll keep on trucking. You stay right there.
Yeah.
So do you have an idea on a chicken sandwich? I know we talked restaurant, but like
we're not. We're on the Olympic. Right? We're on the Olympic question here. What are we talking about?
But I want to know: have you ever had a Popeye sandwich?
I've not had the sandwich. I had their chicken. I told you I like their chicken tenders, 10-piece with the Cajun and the strawberry soda.
Okay, then you can stay on the show. I just wanted to let you know you can stay.
All right. My Olympic sport would be anything shooting. I would shoot stuff. I like shooting stuff. Oh yeah. Go ahead, Adrian. What?
Oh no, I was just saying I'd probably look into wrestling. I feel like I can I can repurpose all this bulk into if I just like tighten everything up, right? And if I look like, you know how like the strong men, they don't look cut like the the Mr. Universe guys, like they look like me and you, JJ, but they could pick up a tree.
Right. Yeah, I can't do that. I can't do that, by the way.
No, I can't do it either. But I'm just saying they look like we do, but they can pick up a tree and chuck it 100 feet.
Right.
But that's what I would try to do, is to repurpose it into a little bit more bulk. And then I feel like with my size and that little added thing, you know what I mean? I'd be an immovable object. You're not picking me up. You're not doing nothing. I'm chucking you right out the ring, boy.
You say that, and dude, you be the first one to just be picked up.
Yeah.
I want so badly now to see Garrett in a singlet, just because he's so thin. That I think that just the mere thought of him being in a singlet and having Kurt Angle,
the little strap just falls off his shoulder because he doesn't stay.
He has no trapezius muscles to hold it up. So like Kurt Angle just slamming the crap out of you, dude, just eating your lunch. You know what I mean? That'd be fantastic.
I don't like this show anymore. This is the worst. I quit. You can keep Toby. He can come on the show. This last question.
That sandwich comment, he can't.
We have not talked about video game news yet, so let's do this last question here. Sir Princelot writes in again and asks, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are an awesome group of animal heroes. Why don't the Super Gamer Boys come up with the next crazy group of animal heroes? So
I see.
I think we can do this together, because he says, why don't the Super Gamer Boys? He didn't say individually. So what's our group? What animal is it now? Or is it going to be different animals? Like, let's say if it's a group of four, is it 4 different animals, or is it?
That's where I was going.
Should it be 3 animals? Like it's representing us, and like each one of us pick an animal.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. No. We could do that. We could do that.
Right.
Okay. So, I mean, what's the animal for JJ?
I'm trying to think.
Okay. I'm thinking like a pig with a really bad attitude, you know, who curses a lot and smokes.
Like the one that's already in TMNT? Right? Is that what you're talking about?
I guess I probably should have watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something.
You should have. It was 89.
I did.
You have no excuse.
I think subliminally, like I was like, that's a great idea for a character. And then I'm like, crap, he's totally right. I just totally described. I'm like, you know what would be great?
Yeah, let's put some glasses. Let's put some shades on him. Maybe a
if I was a
denim
superhero,
a denim jacket, denim vest.
It would be awesome if I was a superhero who like pulled a sword out, and when I did and said I have the power, like I got all super muscular and stuff like that. You know, like that's a great idea. Like, oh yeah, they've done that, JJ. Oh yeah.
No, I knew that. I knew that.
Yeah, that's why.
It's going to be like that, but different. Very different. Very different.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. All right. So we got a pig for JJ.
Yeah.
a badass pig with JJ. All right. What about Adrian? What are we doing for Adrian?
I'm thinking.
This is hard. This is not.
This is tough. This
is tough stuff.
Maybe like. Oh, this is a tough one.
Now,
would it be a sea creature? Because we got JJ. He's already on land. He's the pig, right?
Is that what we're doing? Land, air, sea type thing?
If it's only going to be the 3 of us, we have to cover our bases, right?
It's going to be like Avatar.
Right.
You know, there's different, you know, the Fire Nation, the wind, you know, that type of stuff. Okay, that's what we're doing. Yeah, if you're a sea creature, then I definitely think you are a. I don't know if I was gonna say killer whale, but I don't know if you're a killer whale. Maybe you like
white whale, great white.
Oh, that's good.
No, that's a shark.
Great white
shark. Yeah.
No, you know what? I don't know, because I feel like you got good energy. You have a lot of energy. Like, it doesn't necessarily come out like. So I'm. Don't take. I don't know if.
No.
If this is insulting at all, but a dolphin.
Look, we just talked about
I think
wrestling.
You're a dolphin.
Go ahead.
I think you're a dolphin. You got the energy. Like, you got so much energy, and you have good energy. You have good vibes. People like the vibes of dolphins.
Dude,
they put out good vibes.
He just called you Echo. He just called you Echo, dude.
Look, man, I have two games that people talk about to this day. All right, I'll take Echo. I'm in every Sega Genesis Classic collection.
Yeah.
All right.
I could see you. I could see you as a dolphin. You got the energy, the good vibes, and yeah.
So, Garrett, I think that makes you some type of an air creature.
Absolutely.
So you're probably going to be like some type of a fowl. So I'm thinking like dodo bird or something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, well.
Hey, it would be a great cartoon.
I was going to say pigeon, but we can go with.
It's because everybody's shooting at him all the time and he craps all over everything. I can't help it. I'm a pigeon. What do you expect?
Or maybe like a condor. You don't ever hear people talk about condors a whole lot. How about that?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know
regal.
why I do this show with you guys. No, it's not at all.
Condors are not regal since when?
I don't know. What do you mean? They just eat dead things. That's literally their job.
That's
is fly around.
buzzards.
Right?
I
You
think
need to learn about
condors-
fowl, buddy. You don't really know your birds.
I think condors are the same. I think they eat dead stuff. I don't know. All right, that's fine.
Every
I mean,
bird
at
eats
least...
dead stuff. Owls eat dead stuff, and they're considered super wise.
But there's a difference between dead stuff and roadkill. That's what
Now
I'm saying.
he's pissed that he didn't get choose to be an owl. Like
I wanted to be. I want to be a falcon. I want to be a cool peregrine falcon or something. This sucks. I'm
eagle.
going home. You guys are mean. You guys are dumb. This is stupid. I'm going home.
I'm going home.
All right, now it's time for the nerdy nudes.
It's now time for the nerdy news.
Alrighty, man. We are how many? We're like
3.5
an hour.
hours in.
We're
Are you
like an
kidding?
hour into this show. We haven't touched the news. So here we go.
We're doing
First-
rapid fire news today, folks. Rapid fire. We're cutting through stuff like
Let's go.
hot butter through, hot knives through butter.
Here we go. Astrobot dev team Asobi launches new website, teases most ambitious game yet. Astrobot Rescue Mission and Astro's Playroom developer Team Asobi has launched a brand new website alongside teasing it is working on its most ambitious game yet. Team Asobi, which itself is a newly minted PlayStation studio, shared the news about its website on Twitter, and the site's About Us page reveals a bit more about the developer's mission and what it is currently working on. We are a new and dynamic PlayStation studio based in vibrant Tokyo, Japan. We create top-quality games for players of all ages on PlayStation. Team Asobi wrote, our latest work are the critically acclaimed Astrobot Rescue Mission for PlayStation VR and Astro's Playroom for PlayStation 5. We're currently hard at work on our most ambitious game yet. So there's no official details revealed as to what this ambitious game is, but current job openings give us a little hint to what may be going on behind the doors there. So one job listing is looking for a game designer position. It reveals that this person's role will be to make a variety of levels for a 3D action game, each providing great tempo and creative situations. Another one is looking for an environment artist, requiring someone who's able to put an emphasis on realistic texturing techniques applied to a playful art style. And another one for an animator, which may give those wanting another game starring Astro some hope, as Team Asobi is looking for an artist who can animate a wide range of cartoony and mechanical characters, props, and vehicles used in-game. It still may be some time until we know exactly what Team Asobi is working on, but these teases are exciting nonetheless and give us a glimpse into what the studio is aiming to create for PS5 owners around the world. So, no, big news, this is what the new game is, but it's just cool to see that they're flipping right over and working on something again. They finished up Playroom for the PS5 and they're just we're going gung-ho, guns blazing, all out, getting this dialed in. Now, have you guys played any of their previous games? Either Playroom on PS5 or the Astrobot Rescue Mission?
I played Rescue Mission back when I had the PSVR. Phenomenal game. Probably one of the best uses of PSVR on PS4 for sure. I played maybe 15 minutes of Playroom. That's a new one, right? The PS5 one?
Yeah, it's called... Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
Astrobot's Playroom, yeah.
Yeah, Astro's Playroom, yep.
Yeah, I played about 15 minutes of that one. I really enjoyed what I played. I don't have access to the console, so it's hard for me to sit down and play the entire campaign. But I definitely would have continued to play had I been able to. I think regarding this new project, I hope that it's not an Astrobot project.
Okay.
I don't want them. I don't want Studio or Team Asobi to be known as the Astrobot Studio.
Okay.
I want them to be able to keep their options open. It's really hard to do that. I mean, one of the best examples I think of is Gorilla, right? Everybody knew Gorilla as Killzone.
Killzone, yep.
And everybody was nervous when they're like, actually, we don't want to do Killzone anymore right now. And they did Horizon, and thankfully it worked out for them. So I'm hoping the same remains true for Asobi if they decide, yeah, we're really good at Astrobot, but we're really good at a lot of other stuff too. Let us show you what we can do. So I'm hoping that, I mean, if they want to do Astro forever, that's their prerogative. But I would love to see what they can do with other properties, or maybe they create their own whole new IP. I mean, that they be, well within their right to do so. And I hope that works out too, because I want them to have options. I want any studio to not be the blank studio. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I actually thought of? I actually thought that it would be a cool idea for them to use Astrobot as part of their logo, implementing him as like a mascot per se, similar to, you know what I mean? That's kind of like
a
one
Studio
of the
Ghibli thing, how they have the...
Absolutely. Why not take your valuable possession and make that kind of part of your mascot? It doesn't mean he has to, that's the only game that you produce, because you're really limiting yourself with that. But that's what they're recognized for the most, and I think that it would give that studio more credence. Like, oh, those are the ones that made Astrobot.
Mm-hmm.
Because both of those games are fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I think the only Playroom game I've ever played was, because I got rid of my PSVR before Astrobots or Astro's Playroom, not Playroom, Astrobot Rescue Mission had come out. So I missed out on that one, which is a bummer, because that's all I heard is how amazing it was. Best case use of of the VR and everything. But I did play on on PS4. They actually had the Playroom, and when I had my PSVR, it uses the camera and it puts the Astrobots in your room. So you'd actually like plug in the camera, the PlayStation Eye, the PlayStation 4 camera into your PS4. It'd show a video of you sitting on the couch in your living room, and then it was like an AR type game where the robots are like jumping around in your living room off your couch, and it like somehow it knew like what was a table, where your coffee table. They'd actually like jump off your coffee table onto your floor, like onto your couch, or like if you hit them with your hand, like they'd like fall on the ground, and it was a really cool thing. It was like an AR type game on PlayStation, and I remember like. There's the stupid little mini games, but they're kind of fun. Like, it's just fun messing around with that and using the webcam and stuff like that.
The coolest thing was when you suck them back into the controller.
Yeah, like
and then
a vacuum.
You can shake it around and you hear them like rolling around in there. It was so dumb, but it was so cool.
Yeah, because the PS4 controller, has a little speaker on there, so you're shaking it, and then your controller's like screaming, like ah, these little robots bobbing around. So, but for me. So I wanted to share that experience. I haven't played a ton of their games, just like that one very small minor one that was test more than anything, like a play test almost. But I almost would love to see like a full-on game from them, because even from what I've seen of Playroom for Astro's Playroom for PS5, it still seems like it's a tech demo. It's to show off the tech and stuff.
It's a very good tech demo, but it's definitely a tech demo.
Exactly. So it'd be cool like if they did do one and have like one with like that didn't take place inside the PlayStation 5. Like it's Astro like out in like a world,
an actual story.
And an actual platformer with an actual story, and then kind of like, okay, let's realize these little robots. Like, they've been the mascots for that. They're up until now, the lore is, it's the little robots that make your PlayStation work. They live inside your PlayStation. But now it's oh no, let's expand it and kind of do something cool with it. I mean, I wouldn't be against something new either. Like, it'd be awesome. But I also could see it'd be really fun to have like a 3D kind of platformer type game, like Mario 64 style or something like that, Mario Sunshine. That features these little guys. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. As soon as we know, we'll obviously be talking about it on here, because we're the Sony ponies.
Sony ponies. Yay, PlayStation.
We'll have to have that part of the show covered. That part of the show will have to be covered in the mailbag section, because the mailbag section has grown so large that's like the main body of the show now.
It's just taking over the entire show. We're gonna have to start have two separate shows: our news show and our listener question show. Mailbag. Oh man, this next news story comes from CNET. Scott Stein over there writes, Sony's next-gen PSVR 2 headset looks to have HDR OLED displays. Pretty impressive. So Sony has revealed some details on its next-gen sequel to the PSVR headset, but a new report of a closed-doors developer meeting confirmed by Upload VR makes the hardware sound even more impressive. According to a YouTube report by Brian Paul of PSVR Without Parole, the PSVR 2 headset will have an OLED display capable of HDR. The 2000 by 2040 pixels per eye display will also have eye tracking technology to deliver high-res graphics onto the display with less processor strain. One technology called foveated, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, foveated rendering uses eye tracking to deliver high resolution just where your fovea is focused. So wherever your eye is focused at, it can track where it is, and it renders it in real time, gives you higher definition product.
You better be able to do it at lightning speed. What if I'm playing a shooter?
Right, exactly. Like if I'm like like that seems like some crazy technology. But it offers flexible scaling and should assist on the PS5 hardware end, kind of helping it put less of a strain on your PS5 there. They already previewed its new VR controllers, the next-gen PSVR 2, which have force feedback adaptive triggers like the DualSense controllers. Sony also apparently have vibrating haptics inside the headset as well as on the controllers. That sounds crazy. Imagine the headset shaking around on your head.
Yeah, I feel like that'd get old pretty fast.
Yeah,
when I start getting headaches.
I got a headache from the regular PSVR if I played for too long, just from it like squeezing my head. I couldn't imagine.
Well, I'm just like having it on there and then having it do like this,
like a jackhammer on your head. No thanks. But let's see. While the PSVR 2 should work with existing PSVR games, it seems there's also a big push for a new wave of deeper VR games, similar to how Valve developed Half-Life Alyx. Terrible VR game. I've never heard of anyone who liked that game.
Be careful, you're gonna summon him.
You can't talk about the game.
He says, "Bring," pops in the Discord chat. Like, how'd you get in here?
He's like a little diminutive genie, like a little leprechaun that will just pop up. What are you talking about, Half-Life Alyx?
The PSVR isn't expected to be formally announced until next year, but it's looking to be significantly more advanced than its 2016 predecessor. So yeah, at this point, there's no like official reveal of the PSVR 2 other than Sony did share about the controllers, but we don't know when, we don't know where, we don't really know what other than these leaks and rumors now. Is this have any of you guys stoked? Like JJ, I mean, you have the PS5. Does this have you excited at all to try to get a PSVR 2? Or are you still like, nah, like that's just not really my thing. Like would you feel like you'd play it enough to make it worth it?
I don't know, man. PSVR, it's gotten a lot better. All VR has gotten a lot better in the last 4 or 5 years. I could see possibly, I think I'd have to look at what games are out there, on the PS5. Similar to like jumping on the PS5 bandwagon when there's not a whole lot of games. I think it would be advantageous for me to wait until the price comes down a little bit and there's a larger offering of PlayStation games that are PS5 worthy. Okay. I'm not going to necessarily want to go and grab Resident Evil 7 Biohazard from the PS4 and go play it on my new PS5 VR. I mean,
if there's a next gen upgrade, maybe that'd be pretty dope. But what about
a VR version of 8? You know they are.
Oh, dude, that would be so.
I could totally.
Imagine the dollhouse in VR.
No, thank you. I did my one.
I almost wet myself in just playing on a TV, a regular old TV.
The giant baby and going and hiding under the bed and all that kind of stuff. Like, that would be phenomenal.
That would put me in a mental hospital right there. I'd be done. But as far as features though, JD, are you interested in like the haptic feedback in the controllers or even in the headset? Like, does that sound like exciting at all to you or no?
Absolutely. Are you kidding? No, I think that they're taking some of the same stuff that they did with the DualSense, and they're putting that into the VR headset. So I think that's phenomenal. No, I think it's gonna upgrade it phenomenally. So I look forward to it. And I mean, I probably will end up grabbing it when it comes out, but I just don't think I'll grab it immediately. I'll see if it comes down in price a little bit. Might have to wait to jump.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna be waiting a while for it to drop in price.
You don't have a boss that's just gonna buy everything for you now. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. But I'm going to be my own boss eventually, so and I like to spoil my employees. I'm just saying.
There you go. Adrian, is this something that would ever like make you come back to PlayStation to try, or
no? because the first one didn't make me keep using it either. And I had a PlayStation at that time. I think the idea of including the haptics into the controllers is really cool. I'm probably for sure. I know that they're going to model it after the Oculus controllers because they are the blueprint for VR controllers at this point. Everybody has their own kind of version of it, but the DNA, the blueprint is based off of those. So I can definitely see them implementing that there. As far as the screens themselves are concerned, that's really not the tracking technology is a cool idea, but having the OLED and all that other stuff, like Sony's been putting OLED in stuff since 2011. This isn't new for them. They've been using OLED. So
but
that's not what
I think the difference though is like OLED on a 2D screen and OLED like a 3D OLED doing 3D images in like live in a VR 3D space. Like that's a lot of power, a lot of technology going on to make that work. It's a little different
OLED,
than your Vita screen.
So the big thing about OLED is actually less of a power draw than LCDs are. So that's why they mentioned that it's going to be less processor strain. Because for some reason OLED it sips power where LCD would really take a lot of gulps of it. So it makes sense if you're trying to have your processing power go towards the graphics of it, but to tout it as, I mean, OLED, I was just saying, they put it in Vita. Vita was 11 years ago now, so it's not new. It's not a like even the and I know it has nothing to do with it, but because we're talking about OLED, Switch OLED is not really that, oh my god moment to me either. Like we've been having OLEDs and stuff, so
I think, but the resolution, though, that's like it's like 2000 by 2040. Like right. that does take more power. So the OLED itself might not take more power, but having that high of a resolution and HDR, like my PS4 Pro can barely do HDR on a game without like lighting on fire. So I couldn't imagine doing two screens at 20 by 2040. I can't even do one screen at 1080p with HDR on.
But you can if you have a PS5 driving it. And that's why that's the one thing that I think that's really going to mess them up is I know they're going to have at least one cable. And you can't do that in a competitive space where Oculus is giving the experiences that it's giving with no cables.
Wireless
essentially.
Headset, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter how good PS5 is, right? Or how good PSVR 2 is. I always feel that cable on the back of my neck or on my back.
It's so annoying. Yeah.
It's always that constant, like, little subconscious reminder that you can't go. It's that tether to the real world. It's like you can't go anywhere. You're still hooked up here.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be the major drawback for them. So now what would have been crazy impressive is they were like, yeah, we have these OLEDs. They have this super high density. We have all these haptics. And it's wireless, and it somehow syncs up like Wi-Fi direct to the PS5, so you don't have to worry about latency. That would have been insane. That would have been crazy.
Oh,
that would have had everybody. Oculus would be shaking. But they didn't say anything like that. At least not yet. We know the whole feature set. So.
We haven't gotten anything. None of this is official from PlayStation other than the controllers. That's all we know. So anything with the headsets, all like leaked rumors at this point from a developer who apparently had a closed door meeting with Sony. So that's where we're at right now. So hopefully next year we hear more. I'm excited to see what kind of features it has. Because I love the first PSVR, honestly. Like a lot of people kind of hated on it with the screen door effect and stuff like that. Even the controllers using PS3, PlayStation Eye controllers. But
the screen door was pretty. I don't know. It's pretty bad, but if the game is good enough, you'll look past it. You'll fall into the world eventually.
100%. So yeah, well, I'm excited to see what comes of it next year. Maybe next year I'll not only be able to get a PSVR headset, but maybe also be able to get a PlayStation 5 that's in stock maybe one day.
Good luck.
We'll see if they're ever in stock ever again. This next story comes from IGN. Jared Moore writes, the Dead Space remake reportedly aiming for fall 2022 release. Developed by EA Motive, it's reportedly aiming for fall 2022, according to a report by GamesBeat. Sources familiar with the development of the game have said that Dead Space could launch as early as fall 2022. This may be sooner than many fans expected, given that very little has been shared about the game, which was only officially announced last month. The report by GamesBeat claims that internally EA is anticipating a Dead Space launch during its 2023 fiscal year. However, when approached for statements surrounding the supposed release of the game, EA said, "We haven't shared a release date for the game, and we don't have any comment based on the current rumor and speculation, but we're glad people are excited for the game." IGN recently spoke to senior producer Philip Ducharme and creative director Roman Campos Oriola about how the game will use next-gen technology to bring the world of Dead Space into the current console era. The pair confirmed that the newest title is not just a touched-up version of the original, but instead being completely rebuilt in EA's powerful Frostbite engine. Faster console SSDs also means that the developers have recreated the game to run without loading screens, in a similar vein to 2018's God of War. The Dead Space remake will allow you to play the game from start screen to end credits seamlessly. That sounds super cool to me. Like being able to play
it does.
That was such an amazing thing on God of War. Because I didn't realize that it was happening until, I don't know, I was probably a good couple hours in the game. And I'm like, wait a second. There hasn't been a single cut. Like, are you kidding me right now? Like playing through that. And like, yeah, it was just like, next scene to the next scene to the next scene. And it's just, the camera just keeps moving. And it's just like the cuts are hidden. Like, it's not that they're not there, but they're so well hidden. It blew my mind. It's same thing like watching, do you guys see the movie
1917?
1917, yeah, exactly. Like that blew my mind that they did a film like that. And obviously there's cuts, but like they film it in such a way it's like
it's so long. It's so long in between.
It's so crazy, yeah. And even then, like I think the only like real cut, there's only one, and it's like thematically makes sense in the story. Like right. Something happens but yeah. So when I read that about Dead Space, I'm like, no way. Imagine that, like not having any load screens. Like, not that the load screens were bad in the game, but still, like it'd be so cool just to go seamlessly from like area to area, zone to zone, and just in Frostbite engine. How do you think
saves would work out? How do you think saves would work out in a situation like that?
It'll be like an autosave system, or maybe they'll have the save booths or whatever, like just like they did before. But dude, but in Frostbite engine, it's gonna look so gorgeous. They're so horrifying. I don't know, one or the other. I mean, horrifying in a good way. You know what I mean?
I need them to make this a next gen from the ground up title.
That's what they're saying they're doing. Like they're doing.
I need this like series consoles and PS5. Yeah. Look, older console gen is done. Xbox One and PS4 are done. They should be.
Yeah, 100%. EA has, and according to this article, EA has confirmed that the remake will launch on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC only. So it's not coming on PS4. It's not coming on Xbox One. It's only coming on next gen console. So, dude,
I paid $500. I want to see a $500 game. Let's do this.
100%. So yeah, that's. Dude, when I read this report, I was so stoked. I'm like, yes, like it's going to look amazing in Frostbite. It's going to feel amazing with the whole, like with the SSDs, they can load things quicker. No, no weird pop-in, no weird load screens. It's seamless. Oh man, this game is just sounding better and better. And the fact that it could be coming next fall. Imagine like a Halloween release for next year.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. So it'd be exciting for you to have one more game you're never going to finish, right? I tried to straight face that as much as I could, Garrett, but I couldn't. Yeah.
Now wait a minute, JJ. Give him some credit. He did finish The Last of Us 2.
No.
He did finish Hades.
He did finish Hades. No, he didn't do that one either. You know what?
He finished Dorito Boy. There we go. There's one.
Yeah, he did. What I understood was 5 minutes before you guys hit the record button is when he finished.
Again, slander. Libel.
Oh no, I don't know if that's true or not. That's just the rumors I heard. The rumors I heard.
Oh man, no. I finished the games that count. Death Stranding.
So The Last of Us. You heard it here first. Naughty
The Last of Us 2 doesn't count.
The Last of Us 2, trash.
Okay.
Games that matter, the games that are good, I'll finish them all day long. So
you heard him, Neil. You gotta fly to San Diego. You gotta throw the hands now. You gotta bring them.
I'll fight Neil Druckmann any day.
Garrett,
Neil Druckmann looks like he probably knows like capoeira or something like that. So.
He comes at me from Krav Maga or something like that. It's
right.
Garrett, on the Death Stranding director's cut that's coming out, you are going to get that, right? I mean, you're looking to try to get a hold of that, the PC version of that.
It's only coming out for PS5.
Oh, sucks.
Oh man, dude, would it be dick like if I got that and then
finished it?
It finished it.
No, you know what? No, I would be happy. I would be happy that someone else finally played the game. I've been preaching this game.
I played the. Do I have to go get the box?
Okay, but you never talk about it. You never talk about it. You know, you never talk about it. I'm offended, Adrian.
You push the buttons, man. You push the buttons. Now he's had to go prove you wrong. He's had to go show you exactly what's really going on.
Oh no!
I played it, and I think it's a phenomenal game. I always tease you about Death Stranding. Death Stranding is beautiful. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
If you just play it, it makes sense. That's the thing.
Oh man, it's so fragmented and crazy.
I sure do hate Death Stranding.
Oh,
I hate Death Stranding so much.
Whoa!
Golly, what a dumb game.
Wow.
What a terrible game.
Oh, that's gotta hurt, Garrett. In the face. In the face.
Man,
okay.
Postman Simulator. Oh, it sucks so bad. All you do is walk around. How dumb. What a terrible game.
Okay, Adrian, it's got to be said. My youngest daughter's bedroom's smaller than that box. That's a large box right there, man.
Tell me I don't like that.
Okay, I take it back. Oh man, you just don't talk about it as much as me. So, you know, fake fans. You know, I get called a fake gamer all the time. You guys have to be okay with being called fake something once in a while too, you know? I can't be the only one who's fake at things, you know?
I mean, the data shows.
Oh, dang it. Okay, fine. But I don't even know what we're talking about, but that's all I got for the nerdy nudes. We are an hour and 28 minutes in. So yeah, you want to do your indie boys?
My indie boys, my super analog indie boys.
Give us the hits.
The hits. All right. So there's one that snuck up on me that I didn't. I had no idea about until recently, and it's called Dodgeball Academia. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's kind of like it's a competitive dodgeball / RPG game. Like you play as this kid. I think his name's Otto, and you go to this school like where dodgeball is everything, right? Like it's everybody is crazy about it, right? So it's basically like a dodgeball school or dodgeball academy.
That's awesome.
And you assemble your crew to become the best dodgeball team at the school, and you can it's like an RPG where every match you're playing dodgeball against another team, and you're upgrading your own skills, and there's a whole story mode and all that different kind of stuff. It's really well. The art style is really cool. It's a mix of 2D and 3D. The gameplay is pretty tight. I'm just saying, Knockout City, watch it back.
Okay, I know. As soon as you said dodgeball, I was like, so Knockout City, but okay, that sounds very different.
It's Knockout City. It's kind of like Knockout City mixed with Paper Mario.
Huh?
If that makes any sense.
Okay, I think I can see it. I'll have to look that one up. That sounds interesting. Now, how would you compare it to like Golf Story? Like I also, with you describing it, I also kind of got that vibes as well, where it's like even as like the cheeky story and stuff like that.
Golf Story, I feel like is more in the realm of a simulator in a sense. Like it's more akin to actual golf than Dodgeball Academia is to Dodgeball.
Okay.
Like that game is fantastical Dodgeball, but Golf Simulator still really does feel like a golf game. It just has some elements in it that are like a little,
very goofy, silly, fantastical.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
So that's number one.
Nice.
Number two is called I Am Dead. It's an Annapurna joint.
Oh, it's gotta be good then.
Yeah, it's already. I don't need to say anything else, but I will just so I can make sure to get to sell you on it. So you play as an elderly gentleman who has recently passed away, and in your afterlife, you learn that the town that you lived in, that you have loved ones in, friends in, all that different kind of stuff, is getting ready to be wiped out by a volcano.
Oh, jeez.
And you have to figure out a way while you're dead to warn the people that, you know, destruction is coming and to help them try to prevent it. So you go through a lot of places that you used to go and hang out in when you were alive to try to reconnect with different people in the town and kind of, you know how when you watch horror movie, this isn't a horror game, by the way, not at all.
Okay.
It's just, but when you know, people like they'll move a glass along the table or something like that. Like that's how you know there's a ghost or something like that in the room. You basically kind of have to do that to let people know what's going on so you can get enough people, so you can get the message to enough of them to help save the town. And it's really sentimental because in doing that, you know, he goes over, oh man, I used to, you know, this is where I met so-and-so. I used to go to this bakery all the time. I used to get this. And then, you know, just kind of seeing the interactions and the memories that he had with the people along the way. And it's really heartwarming. And there's a lot of puzzles that are really good, really well done. So that's definitely another one to check out. And then finally for my third is, I don't know if anybody's ever played the iOS, or it's not iOS only anymore, but that game Florence.
Hey, D.
Oh, I have not played it. I mean, I played like a little bit of it. Like I played a few minutes of it.
I'm so sorry.
Never got through it. I played on iOS. I think it was
right.
on there.
But this is.
And then I'll stay down here.
I don't like saying, oh, this is like Florence, but like it deals with the same themes of relationships and figuring out who you are and, you know, being in love and not really knowing. You know, being a young kid in your 20s, and it's called When the Past Was Around. And it's a point and click adventure game that tells the story of a young girl in her 20s who's still trying to figure out who she is, what she wants to do with her life. And it also tells the story of her coming into contact with and being in a relationship with this other dude. And I don't want to say too much about it because I want you to play it and to watch the relationship evolve over time. But it's a really well done story like Florence was, where it shows the evolution and the growth and the results of not just a relationship, but a transformative moment in a person's life.
Wow.
So that's kind of like, and that's really well done too. And the art style is really great. It's played like a point and click, you know, the old school point and click games where you solve So it's like that.
Dude,
and it's
that's
really
really
good.
cool. Huh.
So those are my three picks for this week.
Sweet.
So again, Dodgeball Academia, I Am Dead, and When the Past Was Around.
Pass it around. Dude, nice. Thanks for that. Those are awesome. I am definitely interested. And they all sound good, but those the last two sound really interesting. I want to check those out.
And Adrian, I'm not sure if I understood you correctly. Where did you play each of them? What console?
They are all
PC?
available on Switch, and I'm pretty sure they're all available on Steam. I think a couple of them are available on PS4. I'm not exactly sure which ones are.
Okay. Dude, nice.
But I played them all on Switch.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for sharing that. Yeah, go check those out. Adrian's pretty much never missed with the indie games. I feel like anyone I've ever tried has been amazing. So, yeah, go check those out. And now it is time for our Patreon ad. If you haven't already, geez, JJ's phone buzzing, falling, making all sorts of noises.
Sorry. Sorry.
Let's just go. Just do it.
Let's go. If you haven't already, check us out, patreon.com/supergamerboys, where you can support us just $1 a month and get episodes early and ad-free, as well as our exclusive Patreon show. You can only get there, Super Gamer Book Club, where Adrian hosts a monthly show. First Friday of each month, we release a new episode where we talk about a game we played and how amazing or how not amazing, or what we loved, what we hated. And last month we did Undertale. This month, just last Friday, it came out with Narita Boy. And next month we announced, just at the beginning of the show, we're doing Hades. And we always have a guest. So Steph and Eddie have been from Normcore Gaming, have both been on the last 2 episodes. And then this coming month is Nate from twitch.tv/Boba Fletch. He's also been a guest on the show before, so look forward to that. Support us on Patreon if you want to get that. We have other perks like getting show notes early, getting shout outs on the show. You can be our producer, you can be our boss, replace.
We're looking for a producer.
Looking for a new one because apparently our other one likes KFC.
Not just likes KFC. He said Popeyes. Who? Popeyes. Poop.
Right. That's Popeye Schmopeyes. Yeah, he basically pooped. He spoke blasphemy. That's the the one. That's the big sin. That's the one. That's the one that'll get you. So yeah, support us over there though if you want to be awesome, just like our Patreon supporters there. And then you can also subscribe to us on Twitch. Go over to twitch.tv/thesupergamerboys, where you can watch us live. If you follow and click the bell, you get notifications when we go live. Every Monday, we actually record our episodes live, so you can get the uncut, unedited, raw, on-air footage of it. And then there's a little button that says subscribe. And if you click on that, it'll have a little section that says Prime Gaming, I think it's called, or Twitch Gaming, something like that. If you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime, and if you have Twitch Prime, you have a free sub every single month. Costs you $0, and it gives us like $5 or something. So use that. Subscribe to us right now. Support us over there. It's free to you and helps support the channel. Goes towards buying games and consoles and whatever else, equipment we might need to make this show better and bring you cool content. So subscribe over there, check it out. That's over at patreon.com/supergamerboys and twitch.tv/thesupergamerboys. And now let's get back to the show. Alrighty. All right, what you guys been playing? JJ, I'll start with you first, because I have a feeling it's a short list, and that's good because we're getting long on the show here. What have you been playing?
Little Nightmares is not allowed.
Yep, not allowed to talk about Little Nightmares anymore.
I didn't play any games at all this week.
I knew it.
Okay, guys, please. Look,
Garrett, I apologize. The fake gamer has been revealed.
Oh, okay, listen. I've had a very tough week, okay? It's been a hard week. I did purchase 2 games because PlayStation has a really great sale.
Haven't we all? Right, we all purchased a couple games. That's easy to do. Everyone purchases.
Hey, but I can play them, though. I'll play them and I'll finish the games, Garrett. You don't talk trash to me. You can't. You're not in a position to do that.
If you could see the hundreds of games in my Steam library and PlayStation library and even Switch library,
right,
it'd probably give you a heart attack.
Yeah. I ain't ever finishing them.
But what I did get some time to do is The Walking Dead Season 10 dropped on Netflix. So through the course of the week, I binge watched 22 episodes.
So
of
wait a
Walking
minute.
Dead. Huh.
Isn't each episode of The Walking Dead an hour?
It's like they're like around 44 minutes.
Oh,
or
45.
Like
so you binge 22 45-minute episodes, but you didn't have any time to play any games. All right. Makes sense.
Why.
Checks out.
Okay, hold on. Not fake gamer yet.
Should I just mute? I'm just gonna mute JJ on Discord. Adrian, it's your turn now. I'm just muting JJ. He's not allowed to talk anymore. He's done. He's timed out. I timed him out of the chat.
Put him in the void. Put him in the fake void.
Here's what happens is I was sitting there waiting patiently on my bro Adrian hooking me up with the next potential game to play that I kept waiting, and the days were going by from the last time we did the podcast. The days, the minutes.
I suggested Limbo, and what did you buy?
I looked at my phone constantly.
I suggested Limbo last week, and what did you buy? Tell us what you bought.
Limbo?
Tell us what you bought.
Limbo? I bought Limbo.
I
did. I bought Limbo.
And did you play Limbo?
I didn't play it.
But interesting.
I meant to, but I did purchase Limbo. But I don't think you mentioned it.
I absolutely did, because you said you like Little Nightmares.
JJ, you can't pin this on Adrian. You can't just pass the blame every time. Sometimes things have to be your fault. You have to take ownership.
Okay, this is my fault. It's my fault completely.
There it is. That's all we wanted. Accountability.
I didn't want to think this week, so that's why I just binge watched TV, because I didn't want to have to use the old noggin, because it's getting kind of dodgy out here in the sticks, So I just, it's not working the way that it used to. So that's why I kind of I just wanted to just watch TV for a little bit and just gonna veg out. But I'll come back to you next week and tell you how great Little Nightmares 2 No?
Limbo.
No.
Tell me how great Limbo is.
I'll tell you how great Limbo is.
All right, Adrian, what did you play since you're a real gamer?
Since I'm a real gamer with a dark secret that I told you guys about earlier before we started the podcast.
Oh my.
Everybody gather around. I'm gonna need how do they start it? My name is, or how do they start the anonymous meetings?
That's exactly how.
Oh,
my
okay.
name is.
Yeah,
my name is.
My name is Adrian, and
My
I've
name is-
never played New Super Mario Bros. On Nintendo DS.
Hi, Adrian. This is a safe spot. Welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You see, the circumstances were, I had a choice. I could choose to play Super Mario 64 DS, or I could choose to play New Super Mario Brothers DS. And I chose Super Mario 64 because, again, this is old man, you had to be there stories, right?
Back in my day.
Back in my day, seeing Super Mario Brothers on a portable console was mind blowing. All right, I had to buy it, and I had to see it for myself. Okay, so I already figured. I played Mario 1, Mario 2, and Mario 3. I know how New Super Mario Brothers works.
Yeah.
But you're telling me you fit a 3D entire game onto a cartridge, onto a DS? I gotta see that. So that's the path that I chose. Now, I have played New Super Mario Brothers U, but the first one, Mario Brothers 2, or New Mario Brothers 2, and New Mario Brothers Wii, I've never beaten. So that's that's one of the things I've been working on, is I've been playing the first one on DS. Pretty much.
All right. Well, you're righting those wrongs, and that's the important thing, you know?
Yep.
Righting those wrongs. So, yeah. Man.
And can I just say that
I
New
feel
Super
so much
Mario
better.
Brothers,
Thank you, fellas, for listening to me and letting me get that off my chest.
Safe space
New
here.
Super Mario Brothers is one of the best games ever. It really is on the Wii. That is one of the best games I've ever played. And you've never beaten that game? You never finished it?
Nope. I did the Wii U one. I did Mario Brothers U, but I never did Mario Brothers Wii.
That's great. Like my son is playing through that right now.
Yeah, it's
I played
phenomenal.
through it. It's great. It's great. But man, I'm surprised because that game Super Mario Brothers is so good, man.
Yeah,
such a fun.
I'm learning that it is. The older ones are just as good as that one.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I need to stop reading the comment section here, or the chat, but Zero Faints comes back, our old Patreon producer again. He's like, save my butt. So apparently...
Who is that again? Is that just that normal Super Gamer Boy member in the chat? Is that who that is? Is that normal audience, non-producer member talking?
Just a random fan in the chat.
Right.
Random viewer, one of those trolls in the chat. He also said book club is epic, and then when we called him names, he said, never mind, scrap that. So yeah, I mean, we're both just dishing. We're both just dishing it out, and yeah, neither one of us are good at taking it. That's awesome. So I have been playing. I play a couple different games, but the one I want to talk about is the Back 4 Blood beta. I got to play.
Oh boy, here we go. Lord it over us. Go ahead.
I got to play in the beta with our good friend Boba Fletch, Nate Fletcher over there. Dan, who you may all know from that fantastic Cyberpunk episode where he played 2 hours
20
of the game.
minutes of it? Yeah, I remember that one.
And then,
where he got into the title screen.
He was in the loading screen. Damn it, you beat me to it.
He was in the
we
option.
were on the same wavelength, though.
He played for 2 hours, but yeah, remember, it was a loading screen, and then it was like, 30 minutes in the option screen, and then it was a personalization screen. Yeah, that was a whole thing. So Dan, love Dan. And then another buddy of ours, the four of us played some Back 4 Blood. And let me tell you.
Whoa, no Kojima?
No, Kojima, he's a flake. You can't trust Kojima.
No regular Kojima?
Yeah,
which is his name now?
Hideo
Regular Kojima?
Yeah, just regular old Kojima. Kojima 01, I think, was his actual his legal name.
His name is regular Kojima now.
Oh man, we've downgraded him. Didn't get the 01. Back 4
formerly
Blood.
known as.
man. Dude, this game though is straight up just Left 4 Dead. It's so stinking good. I mean,
That's fine with me.
It's straight up Left 4 Dead with some really cool added mechanics. So one of the biggest things that I didn't realize was actually in the game. I didn't do any research on the game before going in. I've seen a couple trailers and I jumped into this beta. They have a card system, a deck system. So you unlock different cards, and some of them are perks, and some of them are, I forget the word they use, but negative effects towards your game. And so at the beginning of each round, so they have a very similar like act structure. Like you go through each like level through the act, act 1, act 2, act 3, and there's like a whole story similar like Left 4 Dead did. They did the whole act, like act 1, 2, 3 type thing. This does it very similarly. And at the beginning of each act, it shuffles up your deck and it'll deal you, depending on how far into the game you're getting. As you get further, you pull up more negative cards, so like the negative effects, and it gets harder and harder each level. And then you also get to pull a positive perk, and those perks compound, so you keep them throughout the entire time you're playing through an act. Through like the multiple stages. And so you get one that's like plus 10% stamina, plus 10% reload speed, plus 10% to your health, or one that's like, okay, instead of a melee attack, you get a knife. So it's kind of like giving yourself abilities and upgrades as you play through the levels. It's a really cool mechanic. At first I was like a little confused and like, yeah, this is kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about this. But in the beta, it's very limited. Like they just give you a starter deck and that's what you're stuck with. But from what I understand, once like in the actual game, like once it launches, you're going to be able to like unlock more cards and more perks that actually like maybe give you secret weapons or abilities or items and stuff to use in game. And that, so you might be like halfway through, one of the stories, like the act or something, and then be like, oh shoot, like, man, I could really use this. And you draw the hand. And yeah, you get it. You get like, okay, now you got a pipe bomb or something. You start each round with a pipe bomb, no matter what, or something like that. So you don't have to buy it in the store. Cause that's the other thing. So the game starts up, you jump in and there's a box or a store and you can upgrade your equipment, buy ammo, all this stuff. It's amazing. But then, yeah, as soon as you open that door and head out in the world, it just feels like Left 4 Dead. Zombies coming at you. Immediately, it's like, oh, the big guy's coming. Big boy. Everyone should focus on the big boy. Got to hit him before he gets too close and explodes. The big guy with a big hammer fist comes and hits you. It's a blast. It's exactly what you remember those nights late into the night, back in the day, playing online with your buddies, around the couch co-op with your buddies.
Oh, man.
But with just...
Till like 2:30, just like, let's do one more run. We could do it.
We played Friday night. We started at like 8:30 and played until about, I think it was about like 1:30 or so, 1:30, and it was so much fun. It was such a blast. I highly recommend this game. And I mean, it's obviously not out yet, but the open beta is coming out, I think, this week. So if you pre-order the game, you can actually jump in the open beta and start playing it now. Or
I'm not doing that.
Or if you wait, I mean, it's coming to Game Pass. It's going to be on PC and Xbox Game Pass for free. So you'll be able to play it. And it has crossplay. So you're able to play with PlayStation, Xbox, PC, everything. Crossplay, totally open, which is...
But I have to wait till October.
Yeah. That's the way the crookie crumbles sometimes. But
fine.
That's the biggest thing I've been playing. Highly recommend it. Like just keep it on your list. Look forward to that. Because I feel like a lot of people... I haven't heard a lot of people talking about it until just recently with the beta. And so it's like, no, I want to get this on people's radars and realize like, no, this is a good game. It's going to be fun. It is fun. And I hope that we, start playing it with, people on our Discord server or something, like get a bunch of groups together, especially with the crossplay. Anyone can play. It's amazing.
I never doubted it was going to be good. It was by the same studio that did, or the same team that did Left 4 Dead. So I never had a doubt it wasn't going to be good.
Yeah.
I just wondered how good it was going to be. And I've heard nothing but good word of mouth. So
loved every second of it. Fantastic. And just 100% nostalgia. I was like, yep, this is exactly what I wanted. More Left 4 Dead. It's Left 4 Dead 3. That's what it is.
Yep.
But cool. Well, thank you guys so much for listening this week. This freaking long episode. We had so much fun though answering questions. Keep those questions coming. We're not complaining. Keep them coming.
Hold them back.
The news was fun this week. We played some fun games. Adrian had hot picks as Indie Boys, but this episode's time to come to a close now. So before we go, please go check out our Patreon, patreon.com/supergamerboys. We mentioned it a couple times during the show. If you support us over there, that tremendously helps us with, like I said, buying equipment, buying games, buying whatever it is, to make you guys cool stuff and continue to grow this. Like we want want to be big one day. We want to be able to like fly to PAX or E3 or whatever it is and like do cool meetups with people and
we're already
or whatever
gonna
it
do
is.
that.
And
we're already we not we want to be able to. We have to start putting our resources together to do that. We're going to E3. You gotta say it like that, Garrett. We're going.
There we go. We're going. We're doing it, and we need your guys' help to expedite that for us. Yeah. So support us over there and get cool stuff like we talked about. sgbstore.com. You can get sweet merch. That also helps us out a little bit. It's a couple bucks here and there, but you buy a t-shirt, you buy a sticker, you buy a mug, and it kicks couple bucks to us, and you get sweet merch with our faces on it or our logo, and kind of get our name out there, show it off to the people. Rate and review us, give us a thumbs up or subscribe on YouTube. We appreciate all of it. If you're watching on Twitch, make sure you follow us and ring that bell so you get the notifications. You can find us during the week at supergamerboys.com, Twitter and Instagram. We're at supergamerboys, facebook.com/supergamerboys. I'm over on Twitter and Instagram at gmorlang. Adrian, where can they find you at?
Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff at homeboy.
And JJ, where can they find you at?
And you can always find me on Twitter and Instagram at JJ Purdom, and look forward to seeing me on a very new podcast very soon, coming to you via the West Side Banner. It's a new news outlet out of the west side of California. So I'm going to be the new host of the JJ Purdom Show. And so the JJ Purdom Show is actually not going to be me being a butthole. It's not going to be me being funny or goofy. It's actually going to be me covering news. So it's me reading news articles from the state. I'm reading news articles from the local perspective, from the international perspective, and also if we get anything from Mars or JJ, the U.S. space station.
Hang on. You said the international perspective. You've never left the country. How are you going to give an international perspective when you've only just... This is the first time you left California is moving to Nebraska.
Yeah, but it's like being in another country. When you're in Nebraska, I'm just saying, I'm telling you right now, this is what it is.
Mr. Purdom? Mr. Purdom.
Let me, with the gentleman with the pen, and yes, sir.
Yes. Adrian Holmes, supergamerboys.com. There was a recent report, I believe, where you were quoted saying that you didn't have time to play video games.
Yes.
You had the time to watch Walking Dead, you said, right? And
I did. Yeah. I remember,
now you have the time to start an entirely new show.
Yes.
The fans are wondering, where is this time coming from?
Okay, so here's how I figured it out. Okay, I've got 3 kids. I'm gonna have to lose one of them. Okay, so here's the deal. I've got a lottery-based system because I want it to be fair. So, but I really like the boy. So, it's down to 2 girls. So but the older one is really awesome. And she's within earshot. She can hear me if I say anything negative right now. So I think the little one's got to go.
Okay.
I just think, and that will cut off just enough time that I can do that. And also, I'll probably just quit my job and then cross my fingers and hope that'll work for me. So the idea is actually it's going to be a side job, a little side business. Me working for the West Side Banner. So I'll be starting to do that in the very near future. I'll be writing articles and opinion-based matters, and it should be a lot of fun. And it's an idea for me to be able to branch out a little bit. So we'll see. Look forward to it on westsidebanner.com. And you'll actually see JJ being serious for a change. It's kind of cool because it's really just me playing a character. It's not real. It's not real.
The serious person is a character.
Just like the character you play of a gamer.
It's true. I won't deny it.
Oh, man.
Nah, I'm just busting your balls. All right, let's get out of here, man.
Yep, that's all I got. What do you say, JJ?
All right. For gorgeous Garrett Morlang, for the king of golf, adorable Adrian the homeboy Holmes, and for myself, juicy JJ Purdom, we are the Super Gamer Boys.
And we will catch you on the flippity flop.
There it is. Ooh, a little pregnant pause. Okay.
A little bit.
I like how you held that back.
I think keep people waiting. Gotta keep people waiting.
He's so used to doing prematurely. So that's it.